Hi, everyone. This is Mary Kwiatkowski and Sasha Joseph with RHAP, getting ready to speak with the most recent person eliminated from episode 2 of NBC's new travel competition show, Destination X. If you haven't watched the show yet, make sure you check that out and then come back for our interview. Of course, you should also check out our coverage on our episode recaps over on WeKnowDestinationX.com. Okay, today we're very sadly joined by Jonah. Jonah, I'm so sad to see you gone so soon.
I am too.
Yeah. For a first season of a show, it can be kind of a lot to jump in and not really know exactly what's going to happen. Based on what you knew of the show, what was your strategy going in?
Well, I knew I wasn't going to be able to be like a deceiver or backstabber. That's just not who I am. And I'm if I even tried to do that, everyone would have seen through me immediately and been like, "This guy is lying to everyone." Like, so I wasn't even going to try. I was really hoping I would be able to win like through the challenges and games, which I also happen to be pretty bad at. So it didn't work out at all.
Yeah, well, we saw in the first episode that you did a pretty good job actually coming up with a
Yes.
lot of the answers from those coins. So what happened in the second episode?
I don't know, man. I nailed all those clues with Rome. I think part of it is I was relying kind of on my knowledge of like general like history and whatnot, and I never ever would have gotten the Geneva like Geneva. I just never. I was trying to think like where are they from? What movies have they been in? But like that was not at all like the path I was supposed to be thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah, we saw Allie post that online as well, that she was the only one that figured out Jen and Eva. So no, I don't think I would also love to know going off of right the coins, because you did so well, what happened with your castmates that made them or Kim specifically feel so like negative about you in that moment at least.
I think because I was playing a lot more emotionally than everyone else, and I'm a very sensitive person, and I think everyone kind of knew that about me after spending so much time together. And I think everyone was kind of thinking like, okay, you have to be like ruthless in this game. You have to be a deceiver if you want to win. So seeing me be very vulnerable and honest about how I was playing, I think people saw that as a weakness rather than a strength. Although I'm not sure why you would want to get me out early if you thought that was the case. That's my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah, it was interesting because we saw in this episode a lot of people, and in the first one a little bit, like specifically target the people they thought would do poorly in the map room and put them up. Was that also your strategy if you were in that place, or what would you have done differently?
No, I was well. So I was trying not to think about. I mean, I wanted to win, obviously, but I didn't want to win by being an asshole. Essentially, I didn't want to win by targeting people or trying to specifically get this person out or whatever it is. I was trying to play just, I lose because I don't know where we are and you know where we are. And that's or I win because I know where we are and you don't. That's how I wanted to win. I didn't want to win by deception or uh I guess just by, trying to step on people. That was just not what I was trying to do at all.
That's so
Yeah.
sweet. Welcome to reality TV.
I
Right.
know.
That's what Jeffrey told me at the end. Yes.
Oh my god, I was like, don't apply to any of the ones we watched. I'm just kidding. I'd love to also know a little bit about the chalet that you went to because you went in or the Swiss chalet, right, with all with the bells. And did you have a moment to walk around, look around, and understand that hey, here are some clues I have to deal with? Or were you straight like, okay, here's the, cowbell challenge and that's it?
Right. I was looking around.
Okay.
I don't know how much I can say, but I went in there. I so you can see in the scene before or sometime I was wearing glasses beforehand and I took them off. I'm kind of blind without my glasses, so it was kind of hard for me to see everything that was going on. I was like, "There's something on the wall." I was like, "There's something here." Kind of shot myself in the foot there. I wasn't really thinking about my sight, I guess. So I was paying attention, but I did kind of. I think I probably missed some stuff, which is fine.
Got it. Got it.
At that point, when you had gotten to that challenge, were you pretty sure you were in Switzerland, or like did that kind of news spread throughout everyone?
I had an idea that maybe we were in Switzerland. I had a lot of ideas because a lot of the clues they were scattershot, right? They were pointing to a bunch of different places, and I was like, well, what's like? I guess in my mind, I was like, okay, so it's none of them, right? It can't be any of these places that they're specifically pointing to. It's got to be somewhere that's like related to all of them. Switzerland was in my mind. I didn't have like a specific idea at that point. really until Shane and Allie talked to me, I just was like, it could be anywhere, man. I don't know.
So at least you got narrowed down by that. Yeah, talking about the situation with Allie, we saw her give you kind of a misread there by telling you that it was Bern. Um, were you just grateful to at least get a city? What would you have done if you had not been given that information?
Honestly, I probably would have ended up in Switzerland either way. I just don't know where I would have put. I probably would have just chosen like the middle of the country, which ironically I would have stayed in if I had done that. It's a little bit annoying, but I think I might have settled there. I was kind of in the same mindset as Mac, where she was thinking maybe it's Germany. That was like my other idea, is that maybe it was there. I probably would have just put it somewhere randomly in Switzerland, but I was glad to have like an actual city name. Honestly, there's a chance I might have just been like, well, I know Geneva, I'll put it there. I don't know what I would have done. I got to be honest.
No, that's really fair. And going off of also what Jeffrey Dean Morgan said a little bit. But you struggled a little, like we were saying right, you said with the backstabbing parts of the game. So did you know that, that would be a challenge if everyone else came in with that strategy? And now would you do anything differently on a Destination X or maybe future question mark?
Yeah, I don't think I would play any differently. I don't want to. Like, I don't want to be someone I'm not. I don't want to be. I would rather lose than like win by playing that way. Like that, just I wouldn't feel okay winning that way. Although I was really hoping going into the game that I would find someone playing exactly the way I was, someone I could like team up with that was also playing very straightforward and honest. And I just didn't feel like I saw that anywhere. Like I saw people everyone was really friendly. I genuinely love everyone on the bus, but I could tell they were all very strategic and playing very careful about who they were talking to. And that was difficult for me because I was looking for it and I didn't see it anywhere. And I was like, dang, I don't know what to do now. Like, I don't know who I can trust right now. And that was really tough. That was like my only idea for a strategy going in.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Thank you.
Yeah, speaking of the bus, what was that like? I know Josh mentioned that it was kind of claustrophobic being on there. How did you feel about like that kind of being trapped in that setting and how that affected your gameplay?
It was definitely claustrophobic. I think that the most stressful part about it is that there's nowhere private to go, right? So even if I wanted to strategize or if I wanted to talk to someone one on one, everyone's going to see that and they're going to like look, turn their head. There's everyone, there's the two people talking alone. Oh, clearly they're scheming. Like, so that is another element of like, well, how do I do anything without everyone knowing about it? Which was made it more difficult because I already was playing open and then it made it feel like, well, now I can't even like have a one-on-one conversation without it looking like, at the very least, that I'm gaming it, which is stressful.
Were you feeling the same way though, looking at other people? Were you clocking Allie and Shane together and going, "Oh, that's something"?
Yeah, I mean, every time that you hear people lower their voice and they start, I'm like, okay, what are they saying? And I can see them doing it. And that was part of what made this difficult for me was that I could literally physically see how everyone else was scheming and coming up with their own game plans. And I'm sitting there like, well, I don't want to do any of that. Like, but everyone else is. So what do I do? Right? What's my place in this game?
Yeah, were you offered any alliances or these strategic moments where from the other folks did it come to you at least?
Not really. I mean, the closest I
Okay.
came to that was when Allie and Shane came up to me and were telling me where they thought we were. Which I think Shane was being fully honest about where he thought we were. I mean, obviously Allie wasn't, but
Mhm.
um, I probably would have tried to ally myself with them moving forward. Which I don't know what would have come up from that. Honestly, I might have ended up working with Rick because he was the only other person that I felt like was totally alone at that point. I don't know what I would have done. I got to be honest.
At the point when you were going in to do the bell challenge, you were the only person besides was it Shane who went first or
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
that went by yourself. How did that shake out?
Oh God, I was so stressed when they said like it's my number, it's my turn, and then there's one. I was like, I'm going in there by myself. No, because now it's all on me. Like I'm the decision maker going in there. I was stressed, and I didn't get all 10 of the bells. I tried, but I think everyone else had kind of had an advantage there because like you have two people. Okay, I memorized the first five, you memorized the last five. I had to try and do 10. I'm kind of glad that I didn't get all 10 because then I'm forced to move 2 names and I'm the firing squad then. I'm choosing someone else and being like, you're out of here. Like you're out of the safe room. So I'm kind of glad I only got my name there because that would have been a really hard decision for me.
Yeah, kind of a shame that it got immediately put back on in the
Right. As soon as I put it out.
Yeah. So back on the bus, once that was over, people were kind of seemed like telling some truth, some lies about what they were able to do, but more or less everyone had the same task. Did anyone think at any point Shane probably put those first 5 names up there?
Oh, I had no idea until
Oh,
until I just
interesting.
watched it. I was like, "There's no way he put my name in there." I still love Shane, but I just didn't expect it, which I think is why he did it because he didn't want.
Mhm.
No one would have ever guessed he put my name in there. We were tight, like no one would have guessed that. So I understand his strategy. I understand his like line of thinking there.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm surprised you
Yes.
got away with it.
I know. So everyone just believed like those names kind of came
Right.
pre
Oh, I
put.
can't remember exactly what he even said. I think he said it kind of got randomly placed through a game
Got
or
it.
something.
Yeah.
And I truly think that he believed that people would move my name out of it because I was a weaker player. I think he thought I was probably going to end up safe, and then I wasn't.
Oh, sad. So you got along with Shane. Was there anyone that you clashed with particularly?
No, I feel like I really did get along with everyone, even Kim, who, obviously she kind of threw me under the bus there at the end. I feel like we even got along. I don't think there was anyone honestly, I was hoping there would be someone, again, like someone I would ally with when I got on the bus, and someone I could be like, I want them gone. That would have made the game easier for me. But I was like, I don't want anyone to go. I feel bad sending anyone home. Like,
No, that makes total sense. And I'd love to hear, would you offer or what advice would you offer future contestants, on Destination X or similar reality shows?
right. I think the most important thing going in and the thing that I was most unprepared for was you really have to know yourself and you have to know exactly like what your priorities are going into the game because I truly thought my competitive side would take over. I am a very competitive person outside of this. Like if I play board games with my friends, I'm cutthroat. I'm destroying them. They have no chance. But in this, the stakes are a lot higher, and I think that was something I wasn't taking into account. Is that there is a very real human aspect going into this, and you need to know what's more important to you because that will dictate your gameplay. And I just didn't know what I was doing. I was like, I don't know how to play this game with my morals, and you need to think about that before you go in.
Gotcha. Well, what board games do you recommend then?
Oh, so many. One of my favorite ones is called Scythe. You're going to be there
Okay.
for a while if you play that game, but I am ruthless in that game.
All right. Maybe
We
look
just
into professional board gaming competitions then.
No, we just had to put the morals in the suitcases, like, at the start on the
Yeah.
tarmac, and then we
Yeah.
had to leave them there, but it just didn't happen right then.
Right. Yeah.
Did you end up getting to chat more with Jeffrey Dean Morgan after the show?
Oh yeah, I mean, it was great getting to talk to him. I mean, they only showed a little clip of us talking, but I was probably out there for like an hour and a half, just chatting with him the whole time. And
Oh,
he
that's
is
cool.
the chillest, like nicest dude. I really loved that. It was one of the highlights of the whole experience.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
no fondue, but you talked at least.
Yeah, I did get fondue after that though. It was
Oh, nice.
nice.
Were there any other moments from your time on the show that we didn't get to see that you want to talk about?
I mean, so many. I mean, honestly, just there were so many moments with the other castmates that are going to be special to me forever. Like I have inside jokes with some of them, like things like I really, truly, really think they're amazing people, and I formed bonds with them and just had conversations with them that are going to stick with me forever. And I think they're going to be people, hopefully, that I'll be friends with for the rest of my life. Fingers crossed.
Oh, that's great. Well, thank you so much for talking
Yeah.
with us. We had a really
Of
great
course,
time and
yeah,
best of luck out there. Yeah, hopefully maybe we'll see you play some board games somewhere in the future.
yeah. We'll see.
All right, thank you so much.
All right,
Thank
thank you.
you.
Bye.
This is RHAP. We know reality TV.